Hey, thanks for watching this video so you can find out how I'm using technology to hack foster home recruitment. All right, everybody, welcome to my channel, or if you've been here before, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ernesto Bejarano, the social work technologist. I've been a social worker for 23 years. There are a lot of processes and systems that we've used forever that can be hacked. Now, when I say hack, what I mean is that there are much better ways, in my opinion, to utilize technology to better serve the children and families that we work with. One of the things that I have noticed over the years that I've worked in child welfare, we never seem to have enough homes to place children who have been unfortunately removed from their parents. Now, typically the way that we recruit foster homes is that social workers or outreach workers go out into the community and they attend health fairs or community events, and they have a booth and they have tables and they have pamphlets and they have social workers there who can answer questions, and hopefully somebody will come by who has an interest in maybe becoming a foster parent and maybe getting information about it and maybe following through. But to me, it's a little bit random. I always feel like we're hoping that people come by. We're hoping that people come to those fairs. We're hoping that people stop at our booth. We're hoping that they take the information, and we're hoping that they take action with that information. And we're hoping that they happen to do so on the day and the time when we are there. So what I have developed is what's known as a messenger bot. If you're ever trying to pay a bill or do something online and a little thing pops up and says, "Would you like to chat about your bill?" More likely than not, that's a messenger bot. It's a pre-programmed automated system that can interact with you and respond to your questions and point you to a direction to get your needs met. So the idea that I'm using is similar. I'm using Facebook Messenger as the platform or the program that I use where people can connect with my messenger bot. So in this video, I'm going to show you just a few of the things that I've programmed into my bot so far and that I can do in order to help people get the information they need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They can share it with their friends. They can share it with groups. To me, there's a lot of advantages to that at the end of the day are going to get us, hopefully, more caregivers and potential foster homes for children. So let's get into the bot and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I live in California, and I live in what's known as Silicon Valley, and it's a region made up of several counties that typically have jurisdiction over a lot of the foster home recruitment and foster home approval processes. And so I've incorporated those counties into this assistant. Now, just so you know, this bot is in development. I'm still working on it. I'm still adding to it. And importantly, although I mentioned that there are several counties in the Silicon Valley region that I'm kind of focusing on with the bot, it is in no way, shape, or form officially connected to any of those counties. By hopefully directing individuals to the appropriate county so that they can do their work in engaging with families and hopefully approving them as foster homes or caregivers ongoing. So with all that being said, you can see here that the bot at this time is called Silicon Valley Foster Home Interest Assistant. You can see that the bot itself is actually connected to a Facebook page. So in order to engage with the bot, you click on this button that says send message. So that's how you start or initiate the bot. Now, as I mentioned, there are many advantages to using something like a bot. As long as you have a connected device, a laptop, a tablet, a phone, you're able to access the bot and the information within it. So that's one of the advantages. The other advantage, as I mentioned, is instantly I can share this out to my networks, and it can go out to many more people than I might just be able to engage with at a table at a resource fair. A bot is supposed to be designed to be much more engaging, somewhat conversational. As I mentioned, when you're chatting with your cable company to pay your bill, it should sound almost like you're having a conversation with a human. So that's kind of the idea. We want it to be engaging, conversational, easily accessible, easily shareable. Again, these are all the things that I think are an advantage over some of the traditional methods that we use. So when you click send a message and you get into the bot itself, it opens up. It automatically, if you're logged on to Facebook, it automatically knows your name. So it comes up with a little opening statement. Hi there, Ernesto. Looks like you're trying to get more information. So the first thing that it asks is, before we get going, would you like to subscribe to receive information in the future? Now, what this does is it allows us to, in the background, collect their information. So you can either choose yes or no. So if I were to choose yes, sign me up, then it shows as if it's typing. But again, this is just an automated program that I've developed. So it kind of responds, thank you, you're all set up. And then it gives a little more introduction. Now, if you would have said no in that instance, then it would say, that's fine. Maybe later we can still move on from there. And it would take you to the same place, basically, where you have the option to begin. So you click begin, and it goes through again like it's typing something up. And then it begins to ask a series of yes, no questions to kind of direct the person to the information that they may need. So it asks this question: are you looking for basic information about what becoming a foster parent? Let's say no. That's not what I'm looking for. So it goes through and says, okay, how about some information about the types of support available to you as a resource family? So I want to know more about that. I'm going to put yes. So I click yes, goes through like it's typing, and then it begins to provide information to the individual. And then it gives a few more options. Again, what kind of support will I get? And then you can choose training, respite care, or reimbursement. So let's go with training. So you click on training, and it's typing something up, and it gives an example of the type of training that's provided. And some of these explanations are long, some are short, some are kind of bullet pointed. Again, the point of this is not to give every single detail of the answer, because in my opinion, sometimes that can be overwhelming for people, and it turns them off to the process. So this is just meant to give the basic information in an easily digestible format. So it has kind of a full answer here. It has some bullet points here, and then it also has a video. So you can click on the video, and it'll show you the video. And at that point, in this particular progression that we've chosen, you can either share this with friends and family or people who may want the information, or you can click call for more information. And at this point, this is where I now, in this scenario, have provided everything I can about what they wanted to know about. And now I'm deferring to the professionals to move it forward and actually bring those foster families in. So at this point, if they wanted more information, they would simply click call for more info, and it would give them phone numbers and web page links of all of the different jurisdictions in the Silicon Valley area. And typically, most people that are engaging with the bot are using their cell phone. So when you're on your cell phone and you hit call for more info and you find your jurisdiction, your county, and you click the button, it automatically opens up your phone dialer and you can call right away. So let's do another progression just to see what else we might find. I'm going to go ahead and click the restart bot menu. So imagine we hadn't done any of this yet and we're just restarting it. Hi there, Ernesto. Looks like you're trying to get more information. No thanks. I don't want my information to be shared. I don't want any communication from you, Mr. Bot or Mrs. Bot. So no thank you. And as I mentioned, it says, okay, no problem. We can still move on from here. So let's try something different this time. Let's begin. And this time, let's go ahead and say that we do want basic information about becoming a resource parent or a foster parent. So, okay, for starters, here's some helpful information about what foster care what foster care is all about. So let's just go with basic information. So when I click on that, it also, again, provides a few other options. So let's click on what foster care is. So if you click on that, it is working. And the idea, again, is that a person gets the feeling that they're having a conversational kind of situation going on back and forth. Just the fact that it's kind of a back and forth conversational process as opposed to a pamphlet and a flyer that they pull out of their bag from the resource fair. It's a very big contrast as far as I'm concerned. So if they click on what foster care is, um, then it has a couple bullet points. Again, there's a video that they can click and see. And then again, the link to call for more information, to share it, or back to the menu. So again, there's other options you can choose. Many of you may remember back in the day a series of books that were called Choose Your Own Adventure, where you would read a little section and then you had a couple options and you chose what you wanted to do next, and you'd go to that page, you'd read a little more, it would give you a few more options, you'd go to that page. This is a similar concept. And so there's a lot of different options that'll take you a lot of different ways, and it's almost like the story is never the same. Each time it's different depending on how you answer. So back to down here, let's go back to the menu. So we requested it to go to a menu. So you haven't seen this yet. So in the menu, this is kind of like many of the answers throughout this dialogue that occurs are coming from this particular menu. And so if you click here, there are a few different categories. What does it mean to be a foster parent? And there's some information here about foster care. So if you were to click on that, it gives you the information about foster care. We want the person to feel like they're conversing. So as you can see, we got to this particular interaction before through this progression of yes, no questions kind of, and it took us to this. However, we can also, through a different path, access that same information through the menu. So in the menu, there's what does it mean to be a foster parent, frequently asked questions, what support will I get, what can I expect to do in order to get a license. You can choose any of the steps in the process. Let's just skip right to step 4. So it kind of tells you as you move through the process of becoming a foster parent or a resource parent or a caregiver, what those steps are. The point to this is that if I'm at a resource fair, I have 5 or 10 minutes to talk to an individual, a social worker or an outreach worker who specializes in this and has all the answers. But once I leave that fair, I don't have direct access to the information unless I call, or if the office isn't open. There are barriers to getting the information. In this way, the information is accessible at all times. So again, in the navigation menu, you'll find that one of the last choices here is to call to connect. You call to connect, and it gives you the options to connect directly with your particular jurisdiction in this area to be able to get the process going to become a foster parent. So I hope this has been helpful for you to kind of understand how we as social workers, we can really hack social services or hack foster care or hack some of these old traditional processes in a way that doesn't do things that are inappropriate or unethical. All I'm really trying to do in this process is utilize a user-friendly, easily accessible system, process, and platform so that individuals can get information that they need and they can get connected to the professionals who can then do the real work of engaging with that family, with that individual, and helping them through the process to become a foster parent or a caregiver. So if you found this video in any way interesting, helpful, or if it's piqued your interest and sparked your imagination about how you might use some tools like this in your own work, Give the video a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel with the notification bell so that each time I upload a video with new tools and new hacks, you'll get that notification and you'll be more informed about how you might be able to do something similar in your area of work. So that's it for now. I'll see you in my next video where I'll show you more ways to hack social work using the tools and the technology that are available to us. I'm Ernesto Bejarano, the social work technologist, and I'll see you next time.